If you watched the first video, you were introduced to some basic information about the library. In this video, we will walk you through the research process, showing you how to use the library to find the resources that you need for your research projects. Before you begin your research, you should be aware that the library provides services that help and support Keuka College students. Librarians are here to help you succeed. They can help you in a variety of ways that include guiding you to the best resources, helping you to develop the most effective search terms, and assisting you with APA citation format. One of the most important services that the library provides is reference or research help. Students can reach out to a librarian in a variety of ways when they need assistance or have research questions. If you are on campus, you can come to the reference desk in the library from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. on Monday through Friday. Students can also go to the library's homepage and click on the Ask a Librarian link to email a question to a librarian. Students can also click on the Make an Appointment link on the homepage to set up an in-person or online meeting. Students can also send email to refhelp@keuka.edu and a librarian will respond to their question. Students can call and speak with a librarian. Finally, students can chat virtually with a librarian using the chat box on the lower right corner of the homepage. Interlibrary loan, also referred to as ILL, is a free service provided to students and faculty that allow users to request books and articles that the library does not own. Articles will be sent to you electronically. Physical books will be sent to the library, where on-campus students can pick up the book at the circulation desks. We will mail books to online students. Your only cost will be to mail the book back to Lightner Library when it is due. Students should be aware that licensing restrictions prohibit the sharing of digital materials such as ebooks between institutions. However, we can usually obtain a physical copy of a book a student needs through our interlibrary loan service. Users can log into their account and check the status of the request at any time. Students will receive email notifications regarding their interlibrary loans, even when the request cannot be filled. To sign up for an ILL account, start by clicking on the interlibrary loan link on the library's homepage and follow the links for first-time users. Your professor has assigned a research project. Your first step will be to select a topic. As you select your topic, keep in mind the requirements of the assignment. If you are confused about the requirements, reach out to your professor with your questions. Try to select a topic that interests you. Start with a broad topic and begin your initial research. Find a journal or encyclopedia article to read. Here is where looking at Wikipedia articles on your topic can be helpful. Try to get a sense of the subtopics related to the broader topic. In my example, the broad topic would be elderly. Some of the subtopics would be memory loss, prevention of falls, and elder abuse. As you develop your research question, you should focus on a single problem or issue. You should also do enough initial research to ensure that there is enough information available to write your paper. Once you have developed your topic, it is time to begin thinking about developing search terms, also known as keywords and key phrases. Your search terms will be the key to finding the resources you need. Once you have your topic, identify the words that describe your topic's main concepts. Then brainstorm alternate or related keywords or synonyms for each concept. For example, if your topic were the elderly, you would consider synonyms such as seniors or older adults. If my research question were how to prevent falls or injuries in seniors, I would first highlight the main concepts of my question. In this example, they would be prevent falls or injuries in older adults. My next step would be develop synonyms for each of my main concepts. What I developed were older adults, seniors, and elderly, prevent, prevention, reduce, and reduction, falls, injury, and the term injuries. Here's a tip if your assignment requires that you look at research studies. Research studies have several distinct parts, one of which is a materials and methods section. I would suggest pairing your search terms with an additional search term. either methods or materials and methods, to focus your results on research studies. Sometimes people have trouble coming up with keywords. You can always reach out to a librarian for help, or you can use Lightner Discovery for ideas. You can start by using the Lightner Discovery Service search box on the library's homepage to find a research starter on your topic. I entered the phrase older adults in the search box and found a research starter that I can read through, looking for ideas for search terms that I can use. If you already have a periodical article on your topic, read it looking for ideas. If you have done some searching in Lightner Discovery, look at your search results and click on the abstract of articles that appear to be relevant. If there is an abstract or summary of the article, read it or look for a listing of subject terms describing what the article is about. After you have developed a set of search terms, it is time to combine them into an effective search using Boolean operators. Boolean operators are the terms and or, and they are used to combine your search terms to create an effective search. You combine your main concepts with and to narrow your search. This will produce fewer results. So in the example that I used earlier, you would combine the following concepts: older adults, and prevention, and falls, and methods. Just be careful, as using too many ands can produce too few or no results. The Boolean operator OR is used to combine synonyms. Using it will increase the number of results you retrieve. In my example, you would combine synonyms for each concept like this: older adults or seniors or elderly, prevention or reduction, falls or injury or injuries. Be aware that using too many ORs can also produce irrelevant results. The next step will be to combine your keywords using and or to do an advanced search in Lightner Discovery. This screenshot shows how your search would look in the Lightner Discovery Advanced Search. There is one concept in each search box, and the search boxes are connected with the Boolean operator and. Within each search box, the synonyms are connected with or. You should be aware of several search tips that work in Lightner Discovery, but will also work in search engines such as Google. The asterisk is known as a wildcard. Place it at the end of a word to search all forms of the word with a single search. So injure with an asterisk in place of the E searches both injury and injuries. Prevent with an asterisk searches prevent and prevention. Reduce without an E and an asterisk searches reduce and reduction. And method with an asterisk after method searches method, methods, and methodology. Finally, place quotations around words that you want to appear together, such as older adults. That way the phrase, not the individual words, will be searched. Now that you have your search terms, the question is, where should you be searching? I am sure many of you go right to Google to find articles. However, using a Lightner Discovery service or a specific library database is a much better way to find the resources that you need. Google searches only what is available on the internet, and not all articles are freely available there. Lightner Library subscribes to the content published in databases that are searchable through Lightner Discovery, and this content goes far beyond what is available on Google or the internet. In addition, Lightner Discovery has filtering tools that allow you to refine your search so you can find exactly what you need. These tools are not available in Google and other search engines. Let's begin with an introduction to Lightner Discovery. It searches almost all of the library's resources with a single search. A search retrieves resources from the library's online catalog as well as the library's databases. Results will include a variety of formats: print books, ebooks, articles from newspapers, magazines, and journals. Because so many records are being searched, it is important to be patient for your results to appear. If you have a very simple search, you can begin by using the search box on the library's homepage. Or you can use the advanced search link on the library's homepage to do an advanced search that allows you to search with all your search terms. To do an advanced search, enter your main concepts in a search box and connect all the main concepts with AND. Connect your synonyms within each search box with OR. Your first step is to browse through your results to see if you are on the right track. If the results do not seem relevant to your topic, you will want to consider how you can modify your search to get better results. Remember, you can always reach out to a librarian for help in creating a more effective search. If your results look good, your next step will be to filter or refine your results using the filters below the search box. There are a variety of ways to filter your results. They include limiting your results to full text, limiting your results to articles in peer-reviewed journals, or if you do not need to use articles in peer-reviewed journals but do need scholarly or academic journals, you can instead click on source type, select academic journals, and click apply. If you need newspaper articles, you could select news and then apply to retrieve only newspaper articles. Finally, you can limit your results by time as well. Click all time and select the date range you wish to use. You can find additional filters by clicking the All Filters link. The most common additional filters allow you to limit your results by language or by geographic location. By using the 3 filters, we did reduce our results significantly, but there are still a lot of results. We could further reduce results by using geography that limited results to what is being done in the United States. We could also further limit by date, or we could add an additional search term, such as nursing homes, to limit our results to information on preventing falls in nursing homes. Once you find an article that you would like to look at, click on the Access Options link and select either the PDF or Online Full Text option. Once you have accessed the full text of the article, you have several options using the tools above the article. You can select the print icon to print the article, or you can download the article by clicking the download link. Another option is to use the arrow or share link to email the article to yourself, or you can save the article to your OneDrive. You can also click the Create link and then save this link in your browser so you can use it to retrieve the article again in the future. To find additional resources, you will see to the left of your results under the heading Research Tools is a link to supplemental sources. If you click that link and then click on Send Search To and finally select Google Scholar, the Lightner Discovery Service will link you to articles in Google Scholar based on the search terms you used in the Discovery Service. You may find relevant full-text articles here. If you find a relevant article without full text, you can always request the article using the library's interlibrary loan service. As you may recall, earlier in this video, I said that Lightner Discovery searches almost all of the library's resources. ProQuest is a multidisciplinary library database that does not show up well in Lightner Discovery. Therefore, it must be searched separately. To make it easy for our users, we have a direct link to ProQuest on the library's homepage. Searching in ProQuest is similar to searching in Lightner Discovery. You can enter your search terms in the search boxes just as you did in Lightner Discovery. ProQuest works much like Lightner Discovery. Once you retrieve your results, you have the ability to filter results just as you did in the Discovery Service. UpToDate is a point-of-care resource. It is an evidence-based tool that can be used in making treatment decisions. It provides a mobile app that can be installed on your cell phone. UpToDate is another library resource that is not searchable through Lightner Discovery. Consequently, it must be searched separately from the library's homepage. As you become more familiar with the library databases, you will find that not every article indexed in our databases has a link to the full text of the article. When students come across an article that does not have full text, they frequently just give up and try to find another source. However, the library's interlibrary loan service allows you to quickly request an article that you need, and it will be sent to you electronically. If you find an article in Lightner Discovery without full text, begin by clicking on the Request It link to request the article on interlibrary loan. You can log into your interlibrary loan account if you already have one. If you do not have an ILL account, click on First-Time Users and follow the directions to set one up. Once you have your account, log into it using the username and password that you created. Once you are logged in, you will see that your ILL request is automatically filled out. All you have to do is scroll down and click Submit. If you find an article in ProQuest without full text, you can follow a similar procedure to request the article on interlibrary loan. Start by clicking on the Check Full Text Finder for full text. If the library does not have access to the article, you will get the message, Request this item. Clicking on that link will allow you to log into your ILL account to request the article. PICO questions are important in nursing. They provide a framework for developing clinical research questions. PICO is a format for developing clinical research questions. A PICO question has the following elements. The first is population or problem. You need to identify the individual or group you are studying. The next step is to determine what intervention or treatment you wish to take. The third element is comparison. So you want to decide what intervention or treatment you are comparing your planned action to. What outcome do you anticipate? Time or type is optional, and it represents the time period during which the outcome is measured. Let's consider a sample PICO question. What is the effectiveness of CPM therapy versus physical therapy following knee replacement in achieving optimal range of motion? We can begin by identifying search terms for each concept. Problem or population in this case is patients who have had knee replacement surgery or arthroplasty. The intervention is continuous passive motion therapy, and our comparison is physical therapy. The outcome we want is optimal range of motion. You can click on the PICO search link that appears over the search boxes on the advanced search screen to begin your PICO search. Using synonyms if you have them. Once you enter your search terms, click Add to Search. Click on Search to retrieve your results. You can then use the filters to limit your results. When you write your paper, it is important that you give credit to other people's ideas when you use them in your research or writing. Failure to appropriately credit those sources means you are guilty of plagiarism. Plagiarism is easy to avoid by simply citing where you got your information. Citation must be done whether you quote, paraphrase, or summarize an information source in your paper. This means you must attribute the information you are using to its author. There are many different citation styles, but in nursing, APA citation style is used. For help with APA citation, librarians have created a library guide for the APA 7th edition. This guide can help students with formatting their paper. It also provides examples and guidance for preparing both the bibliography and in-text citations. The online writing lab at Purdue is another excellent source with guidance on both APA citation and formatting. Articles you find in the databases have a link to the article citation. Click on the quotation mark to access citation information. You should remember that this is just the starting point. You should know what the correct citation should look like, as database citations can have mistakes that you will need to correct. Lightner Library has several ebooks that students can access 24/7 that will help with questions about APA style. APA citation for articles from UpToDate can be a little tricky, but the 7th edition of the APA Publication Manual provides guidance on that. Section 10.1 of the 7th edition provides an example of how to cite an UpToDate article. It is important to remember the retrieved by date in the citation, since the data in the article can change over time. The APA-style website also provides an example of how to cite an up-to-date article in both the reference list and in text. If you need help with your writing, you can reach out to the Academic Success Center to have someone review your paper and make suggestions for improvements. Keuka College Writing Guide also provides guidance on APA formatting. Finally, remember the librarians are here to help you succeed. Don't hesitate to connect with us for help with your research or with questions on proper citation.